Come on, survive, y'all. Welcome to Parity Adventures. On today's adventure, we got this generator that doesn't want to run. So we're gonna see if we can get it running. A little bit of backstory on this generator here. It's been giving me issues. Last time it wouldn't run. What I found was the valve, the rocker arms had come loose and the push rod had come out of the place. So I think that was the main problem. I put that back, tightened it down, and it started running again. Brought it back to the camp, ran it all weekend, did fine, filled it up, come back following weekend, didn't want to start again. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check that again. If that is still good, my rocker arms and my push rods is fine, then I'm gonna go back and check everything else out. I'm gonna check the carburetor, make sure we got fuel, check my air filter, I'm gonna pull my spark plug, and we're gonna see. It doesn't take much to make these things run, so we're gonna make sure that we got adequate oil in there because there is a low oil sensor that'll keep it from running. Might even change the oil while we at it. Got it here. So we're gonna do that. Check the spark plug, check fuel, oil. If all that's good, it should run. So let's see what's going on with it. All right, y'all. So like I said, we'll start off. We're gonna pull this cover off and we're gonna check them lifters out. Make sure they're not too loose, something like that. Or if a push rod come undone, rocker fell off, never know what could have happened. So in order to get to that, it's a 10mm socket on here. We're gonna pull them 4 bolts out. But in order to get to these bottom bolts here, we gotta pull this tire off. So to get this wheel out of the way, we're gonna pop this little cover off, tire slide out, and then we'll have full access to this. So let's start off with that. All right, y'all, so I got a little flat screwdriver here. We're gonna see if we can't pop this little tab off. Get that, and I got a good hammer right here. See if we can get up in there. Gotta be careful with these damn plastic rims. I always seem to break them. You just wiggle this a little bit, and it should come off. I may have to get my pliers. There we go. And comes off. Got that off. Now we can lean the generator to one side. Tire comes off. And now this is out of our way. We're gonna put this where we ain't gonna lose it. And now we can access our cover real good. So let's get up in there and see what's going on. Hopefully this is the issue and it can be a real quick fix. So like I said, 10mm socket here. Put that on there. We'll pull this cover off. Seems to be looking all right, but let's see if we can spin it a little bit. See what's going on with it. So they are a little loose. That could be part of the issue. Kind of like on a normal engine, you want to be able to set your preload and get your lash out of there. And this one has a good bit of up and down movement. So they could just be a little bit loose. All right, so I'm gonna find me a socket there. Don't look like the push rods come out of place. Kind of hard to see. But I'm gonna see if I can't find this side here and give it a little tighten down on there. Y'all. All right, so what I found is it was a little loose and it could be part of the problem. So what we're gonna do, what I did, I loosened up on these nuts here and you have your little studs inside. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tighten down on each stud to where there's no up and down play, but I can spin my push rod just a little bit on each end, side to side with a little bit of friction. Okay, I'll do the same thing with that one. Tighten down on it, make sure I can still spin it side to side. All right, I'll turn it over just a little bit. Okay, do the same thing, make sure there's no up and down movement. Give it a spin, a little tightening. I can roll it in my fingers, but there's no back and forth play. And I'm just gonna keep on rotating, keep on filling. And what I'm doing, guys, to do this is I'm just giving the pull rope just a little light pull, and I'm just filling. So I don't have no more up and down movement. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn each one a half a turn. So I'll try to start as much as there, just to set the preload. I'm gonna go half a turn. Take this one at the bottom, half a turn, and now I can lock these bolts down. Preload should be set, and there's no more lash in it. Tighten them down. Hopefully that was the issue. So now we're gonna see. I'm gonna give it a little bit of gas here. Let that bowl on that carburetor start filling up, and I'll give it a couple pulls, see if she'll fire up. Well, guys, I'm definitely getting some fire because we shooting fire out of the damn exhaust here. Check my oil level real quick. She's full. All right, guys. So what I did, I just cut out the side of an empty 2,4-D bottle I have. See if we can tilt the generator. Put that underneath there. Let's see if we can catch some of this overflow. Just want to get out that little bit of excess oil that's in there. And then if we get it running, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and give it an oil change. Drain it all out. All right, we'll try it again. I know we got fuel because I'm starting to see a little bit of drip of fuel leaking out of that carburetor. So let's give it another pull and see what happens. If we can't get it to fire up. If it still don't fire up, what I'll do next is I'll pull the carburetor apart, make sure the float ain't sticking, and spray it out, clean it up. Might have some old gas in there as well. So let's see what happens. All right, so that still ain't working. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut the fuel off, and we'll pull this air cover off so we can get to the carburetor, take a look at it, see what's going on with it. All right, let's see. I'll size up from a 10, 11. So we got 2 bolts here. Take them 2 bolts off right there, and then we can access the carburetor. Let's not lose the gasket. Put all this off the side. All right, now to pull the bowl on the carburetor, got a bolt here and a screw there. Take our screwdriver, take these 2 screws out, and the bowl should drop down. Got a little bit of trash floating around in there. I don't know if y'all can see that. So it could be bad gas, but we're gonna go ahead and check the float. So this is a float here. If it's pushed up, shouldn't be no fuel come out when I open that. And yet it's still dripping. So there is a slight leak in that float, which could technically flood it out. But for the most part, it is holding. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off, and we're gonna pull the carburetor off and spray it down, clean out all the jets. Maybe they got some trash in there making it stick. So let's see what happens. All right, y'all. So I'm thinking I got a timing issue. So what I got to do now is pull all this off again, get this carburetor out of the way so that I can get this cover out and see. Either that or I might have a sheared flywheel pin or something crazy is going on. So we are about to find out. Let's pull our carburetor back out, get that out the way. Now we can remove this. I already took all the bolts out just because there's so much backfiring here. I want to try to see what's going on here. Could be a bad coil or maybe a bad magnet. Let's clean it up a little bit, see what it looks like. Doesn't feel like it has much compression. Let's pull our spark plug, see what it's looking like. Yep, that one fits. So it's definitely oiled up, that's for sure. So I'm gonna clean this thing up, maybe get some little sandpaper and see if we can get some more life out of this plug, because it definitely needs to be changed. It looks terrible. Could have a stuck valve, could be flooded. We know this thing wasn't firing the best, but yeah, it definitely was firing, but something's causing it to backfire. And that's what we gotta try to figure out here. I think we definitely got a stuck lifter, because holding my hand over the spark plug hole, I don't have no compression buildup. Everything's exhausting out the exhaust port. So let's get our 10 again. Let's see if we can unstick this lifter here. Find my brake clean wherever I put it. I'm gonna loosen the nuts again. Try to back off on them. Hopefully I don't have a bent push rod. Very good possibility as well. Pull our lifters off, see what's going on. There we go. So that's what it was, guys. It was a little too tight. Take them off. Would like to just see if it's bent or stopped up or what. Go ahead and pull them anyway. A lot of fluid up in there. We're gonna get a little rag, soak it up, see what it's looking like. Push rods might be in the wrong location as well. A little rag, see what's going on. Dry up the other. All right. Just drop them back in place. Push rods don't look bent, they look fine. Let's put our lifters back on. Probably should have did this from the get-go. Now we can take our Allen wrench, tighten it down. All right, let's tighten that down right there, see what happens. Let's see if that worked or not. All right, we're gonna reinstall our spark plug. I'm really believing that them lifters was the issue. That's what all the signs are pointing to anyway. Come on, baby. Get in there. There we go. Wasn't holding my tongue right. My valves was too tight. That's why the exhaust port was never closing. So I wasn't getting no compression. Everything was just, no matter what, it was going straight out the exhaust. So I think I got it now. Hopefully. About to put everything back and see. And then on top dead center, they both loose. I guess when it's before it starts the rotation again. But when I pulled the spark plug to check it, it was oiled up pretty good. So I cleaned it off and I held my finger over it, spun it over. Not a lick of compression come from there. So I was like, oh man, it's all going out the exhaust port. That's why it keeps backfiring every single pull. Should exhaust out where it's supposed to go. Hopefully, have to find out. The moment of truth here. If this don't work, I probably shut it down for the day. All right, y'all. So got everything back together. Now it's gonna be the moment of truth. I'm gonna give it a little bit of fuel and we'll fire it up. See what it does. Hopefully it'll fire off. Yeah, it's definitely sounding better. Definitely got some compression. All right, guys, we got it fired up. Get our valve cover back on. See where my 10. All right, let's try it again. Shit. I said it's running good, just my float sticking. It's flooding out. I gotta see what's going on with that. Took it off. It seems to be working. Let's see. Watch yourself. That spark plug sparks a lot on the outside, so that could be a reason why it's flooding out too. But I still think that float's sticking. It's probably broken. It looks like it's cracked. That porcelain looks cracked. I can see the crack from here. See what it does. Damn, float's still fucking up. Open that float, it's sticking so. Maybe it needs to run or something. All right, y'all. So I got everything back together. Found out what the firing issue was. We know that it was the lifters now. They were way too tight, so everything, the exhaust valve was staying hung open, exhausting everything out. That's why I didn't have good compression. So now we got compression and it'll fire up, but still won't stay running because the carburetor's bad. My float keeps sticking, so what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to go ahead and order a new carburetor kit for it, or a whole new carburetor, whichever's cheaper. Probably get a brand new carburetor online for it, and then we'll be back in action, guys. So hope it helps somebody, but that's how you check it out. So y'all stay wrenching, guys.